If for some reason you've been cut off from civilization for a while and haven't heard of the Fluorescent Penguin Exchange, let me introduce the band to you.
Some people look at life and don't like what they see, but I make my own reality, and that's just the way it should be. That's just the way it should be. That's just the way it should be.
The Way It Should Be really started out as just a music video. I thought it might be kind of amusing to use the movie-making feature on the computer game The Sims 2 to make a 3D version of the band performing one of our songs. But from there, it just kind of took on a life of its own. Being a 60s-inspired band, it actually made sense to do a cartoon series, or some kind of TV series that blurred the line between fantasy and reality. I thought, if we could make the show entertaining enough to watch as a standalone entity, then we could potentially expose the band and our music to a much wider audience than might otherwise find us as just another band in the vast sea of unsigned artists clamoring for attention on the internet.
To try, I give up all that I own, but sometimes I feel all alone. Sometimes late at night, I wonder if I'm right. Sometimes the goal seems pure, but sometimes I'm simply not sure. Is it wrong for me to raise questions? Wonder what it's all about. Well, if it's wrong for me, then so it must be, because sometimes I do have doubt. Sometimes the hill is too steep, sometimes the water's too deep, and though my faith may be gone, somehow I keep trudging on.
The Way It Should Be essentially tells the story of a band called the Fluorescent Penguin Exchange, which bears a remarkable resemblance to the real one, but with a number of twists. The cartoon band members all live together in a fabulous beach house, have already sold millions of records, and have all sorts of adventures, frequently involving zombies, aliens, and ghosts.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Ghost pirates seem to be shelling the beach.
So we gonna return fire?
I don't think so. They're not really doing much damage anyway. Although I'd probably avoid sunbathing.
Okay, but let me know if you change your mind.
What makes it kind of interesting and unique is that the band does their own voices, but also writes the script and does the animation and the editing. Yellow Submarine is a brilliant work of animated art, but the Beatles had virtually nothing to do with it except for showing up for a little live-action segment at the end. And of course they had virtually no involvement at all in the Saturday morning cartoon series. But because we have complete control over our career, it means that we can go in whatever direction we want, and allows something like a cartoon series to become an extension of our own art.
There are some other regular cast members, like Big Daddy, the studio whiz, and everyone's favorite hippie Hank, the lovable freeloader.
Hey, anybody got any brains?
It's too easy. I'm not even going to touch that one.
How was the date, Hank?
It was beautiful, man. Mwah! We spent the night making sweet love.
Groovy.
But now we're both really hungry, and she keeps saying she wants, brains, man.
Maybe she's on a high-fiber diet and she really asked for bran.
No, man, it's brains for sure. She keeps saying it over and over.
Really?
Maybe I'll just get her some juice.
So, where is she now?
She's still in my room in the basement.
I didn't know he had a room.
I didn't know we had a basement.
Sounds to me like Hank did all right.
Some people have commented on the amount of skin in this series, and I freely admit there seem to be a lot of scantily clad people in the show. But one of the nice things about being a cartoon character is that you don't have to go to the gym or watch what you eat and still have a great-looking body. One of the trickier parts about working within the confines of a computer game environment is that you have to use the tools that are available and try to work them into a story, instead of just thinking of a story and going out and making it happen. So if there's a bowling option in the game, someone's probably going to go bowling. Sometimes the plots take you to a place where you have to get a little creative to make it happen, but that's actually part of the fun.
So what could have just been an experiment that didn't really go anywhere sort of blossomed into its own little artistic project. And while that's not always the way these things turn out, perhaps it's the way it should be.
What do you give the girl who has everything? What do you give the woman you are thinking of? You give her a groovy penguin. You give her a groovy penguin. Give her a groovy penguin with all your love. What do you give the girl who has everything? What kind of gift can you give that stands apart? You give her a groovy penguin. You give her a groovy penguin. Yeah, give her a groovy penguin with all your heart. Do you give the girl who has everything? What is the choice when nothing else will really do? You give her a groovy penguin. Just give her a groovy penguin. Give her a groovy penguin and she'll love you. You give her a groovy penguin. Just give her a groovy penguin. Yeah, give her a groovy penguin and she'll love you.